Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're talking about my luxury beauty favorites from the month of June. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So, as many of you know, I now have an online beauty consulting service, which is where you get to talk to me one-on-one and pick my brain and talk to me about any beauty related topic you want to talk about. A lot of people like to go over their current collection and sort of pick through what's working for them, what isn't working for them, or sometimes people want advice about buying new products, but they don't want that sales pressure found in a department store or a Sephora. The benefit of my service is I work for myself. I don't work for any brand in particular. So I will just give you my unbiased advice. So to make the appointment, click the link in the description box down below. All right, I have my favorites laid out in front of me. It's very makeup heavy. I love doing these monthly roundups because it's a great way to reflect on what's new in my collection and what's been in heavy rotation. Like, what have I been obsessed with? And let's start off with Chanel, bien sûr. The first item here is a new fragrance for Chanel, and this is the Paris Édimbourg. I got a beautiful little sample here in this little pouch. And Paris Édimbourg is new, and it's technically a unisex fragrance. Oftentimes, I don't love unisex fragrances because they tend to turn very masculine on me, but this one here is extremely fresh and green. It's green without turning into bug spray, which is often something that happens with more green fragrances on me. But this is juniper berries, I think vetiver, a bit of wood. It's a very summery, woody, outdoorsy scent. This makes me think of camping, being on the lake, being outdoors, being outside. I think it'd be a beautiful summer, hot weather fragrance. I think this is a really lovely, fresh, a little bit zesty fragrance. You get a little bit of spice and it's very aromatic. I think aromatic, green, woody, spicy, these are the notes that I think of, and juniper berry and wood and a hint of musk. I think there's some vanilla in here, but it's very, very minimal. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. Definitely one of my favorites to come out from Chanel recently. Next up from Chanel is a bit of an old classic. This is the Vitalumière Aqua foundation. So this has been around for a while. It's one of those items that's new to me-ish. I've had it in the past, but I didn't repurchase it because I just purchased other foundations instead. Something else to add about Paris Édimbourg, I think there's also a hint of lavender. You know how lavender can be slightly peppery and spicy at the same time? It sort of adds that depth to the fragrance. But back to the foundation. So this is a ultra lightweight, very fluid, runny, your skin but better foundation. I really love it. I think it's one of those items that kind of gets overlooked because there's been so many new additions in the Chanel foundation line that people kind of forget about this one here, meaning myself, of course. But it's just really lovely. It's exactly the type of foundation that I want. Lightweight, my skin but better, fluid, just really perfect. And it's great for summer. It's not too heavy, not too cakey. You could apply this with your fingertips if you wanted a really sheer, lightweight application. So this has been newly purchased and heavy in my rotation. Next up is a blush from Chanel. You know, I haven't met many blushes from Chanel that I don't love. And this one here is called Elegance, and it's definitely one that I am in love with. This is a perfect blend of blush meets bronzer. It's not too pink, not too orange, not too red. It's really just your cheek, but better, if that can exist. And this formula is so beautiful because it has that slight little satiny finish. It is not a chunky glitter by any means, but it gives you that little glow to your cheek when you apply it. I bought this through Harrods because I believe this is the older formula of the Chanel blushes. Recently, Chanel decided to reformulate their blushes and add a bunch of red to a lot of blushes, but this is the older formula available at Harrods, and I just think it's really beautiful. If you want like a really natural look to your cheek, or if you have like a more elaborate eye look, you can go in with something that's like a cross between a blush and a bronzer and just makes you look so beautiful. Last up in the Chanel category is Le Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue. These are basically the liquid lipsticks where you have pigment on one side and then clear gloss on the other. This is not a new shade. This is Intense Caramel. It is my go-to nude. It is my lip color, but a little bit better. And this lip formula is so long wearing. I could literally put this on at 9 a.m. and have it on at 6 p.m. It's basically the closest to a tattoo you can come to in a liquid lipstick format. And I love the gloss that comes with. I reapply the gloss all day, or a lip balm or something else just to be a little bit more comfortable. But it really is just that perfect nude. If I am wearing something more elaborate or colorful on the eyes, I reach for this a lot because it's just like a no-brainer. And recently, because of the warmer months, I have been wearing more colorful eye looks. So I've been going for this a lot recently. Speaking of color, I have a new lipstick here from Sisley. And for some reason, I'm still keeping it in the box, even though I'm using it. I guess it's just such a precious item to me. This is Le Phyto Rouge. This is a long-lasting hydrating lipstick, and this is the shade number 40, Monaco. The packaging is so extra. It comes in its own little beautiful velour pouch. How wonderful. I don't think I've ever encountered another brand that puts their lipsticks in a velour pouch. I know Chanel and Gucci put their compacts in a little velour pouch, but not the lipsticks, so it's quite extra. And then the actual tube itself is the most extra lipstick. I love this geometric form. It's just so wonderful. And this color here is that beautiful, intense, saturated orangey red, which looks so nice on a warm complexion. And if I wasn't wearing blue eyeshadow, I would be wearing this today. This lipstick formula feels so lovely. It really does feel like a hydrating lipstick. It's very comfortable to wear. I can wear this for like 4 or 5 hours before I feel the need to apply a lip balm or a chapstick or something like that. It's very long wearing. It will last you through meals, eating, drinking. You can reapply, but it really doesn't move. Like, you will get a little bit of transfer on glasses and things like that, but it will stay in place. And it's just a really beautiful lipstick. Worth the money. I think I got it on a sale or something. I think there was a Harrods beauty sale, so I bought mine during that. But if you're wondering if these Sisley lipsticks are worth it, they really are. And this shade in particular, Monaco, I think is lovely. I am a huge advocate of warm orangey red lipsticks. So Monaco to me is perfect, and it makes me think of the Mediterranean and summer weather and travel. So it's just a lipstick, but also fantasy in a tube. Moving on to some Lisa Eldridge. She recently came out with a new launch for the summer, and we have a line here of liquid highlighters and also liquid blush. So the liquid highlighters here, they are called the Elevated Glow, and I have Cosmic Rose. And it comes with a really big, giant doe foot applicator here. And you actually get way more product than you need. What I do when I apply this is I put some on the back of my hand, and then I take my finger and apply it gently onto the cheek, because you really don't need that much. It's quite potent as a liquid highlighter. And Cosmic Rose is a lovely champagne candlelit glow. I was worried it would be too pink on me because of the rose name, but it's really beautiful. And this is the most seamless liquid highlighter I can think of. When you apply it, it literally just melts onto your skin, like into your skin with your makeup. It just melts together, and you can't tell where the highlighter ends or begins. It's just so beautiful, and I think it's a really lovely formula. There is tons of product in here. It will be quite an endeavor. If anyone can actually pan this liquid highlighter, they deserve some sort of makeup award, because there's so much product in here. And it's just a really beautiful, seamless, elevated glow. And we also have these beautiful new liquid blushes. This is part of the Enlivening blush series, and I have the shade Island Glow. So Island Glow is a perfect warm coral, slightly peachy, slightly orange shade. This is the type of color I gravitate towards, especially in the warmer months. If I'm wearing a really warm red lip, this is exactly the blush color that I want. The texture of this is so interesting. It's liquid technically, but it's a super thick gel slash mousse. I have to squeeze really hard to get the product out. It's not very liquid or runny, which means you do have more control, because this like swatch here you see was not even a rice size grain of product. Like, you get so much color, it's so opaque. This is another product that I think if you can pan, if you can finish up, you deserve some sort of makeup award, because there's just so much product in here. And I was actually thinking that if you mixed the blush and highlighter together, you could create a beautiful luminous blush. The same way that Chanel does these luminous blushes, or Hourglass, you could just mix this on the back of your hand and then apply it. I think I might try that in the near future. Okay, so moving on to some Givenchy, and I have a couple items here, but one in particular that I have been obsessed with for the past several weeks. And this is the Givenchy waterproof liner in the color Jade. Now, I am a fan of colorful eye makeup looks, as you can tell, but sometimes I have a hard time finding the right colors that I want. And there exist a lot of deep, dark forest green, like dark green colors. But this is a perfect jade. It's emerald, it's a jewel tone, it's bright, and it is so beautiful. I have been sleeping on these Givenchy eyeliners, and they're wonderful. They stay in place. Like, this is the only one that I've tried so far. But when I tell you, when you apply this, this does not move. It doesn't flake, it doesn't budge. It lasts all day. And this color, it's so bright. It's a beautiful, perfect jade. The color you see on the top of the tube is the color that you get. So if I want a colorful eye look, but maybe not everywhere, I will just do like a neutral eye, maybe cream shadow, and then apply a thick line of the jade liner. And it's so beautiful, it's so festive and summery and fun without committing to blue eyeshadow everywhere. And I will definitely be buying more. I'm interested to try maybe more of the basic colors like black and brown just to see, but so far the formula of this is magnificent, especially in the humidity in the hot summer months. It isn't melting, it's staying in place. So if you want to try colorful eye looks, I'll link a video down below, because I used this in a video with just like a cream shadow and lots of liner. And if you want to try colorful eye looks without committing to this much blue, I think this might be for you. Next up from Givenchy are these Prisme Libre blushes. So the Prisme Libre face powder that a lot of you are familiar with. So these have that exact same formula where you mix 4 colors in the same family and you get such a beautiful blush. Number 5 here, Popeline Violine, is a beautiful plummy, pinky, cool tone blush. It is beautiful. It's so wonderful. You get so much product in here. And the formula of the blush is technically a matte, but something about the formulation, how fine the powder is, it's luminous. It's not glowy. Maybe glowy, but it's not glittery. There's no actual satin, like sparkle particles in here, but when you apply it, it gives you a natural glow without any glitter or shimmer in it. It's just so finely milled and it's just so incredibly beautiful. So number 5 is a really beautiful, like plummy, cool tone, but my favorite is number 3, Voile Corail, because this is that warm, peachy coral. It's definitely lighter than the Island Glow. It's more warm and more peachy, not as orange. And in this here, you just get a beautiful blend of 4 peachy, warm colors mixed together that just gives you the most beautiful, warm flush. I think these are great. When I first filmed this, it was harder to come by these blushes here, but a few people told me that they're available on Feel Unique, I think it's called. So I will put affiliate links down below. I love these. This is a great product here from Givenchy. All right, I have a few more items to talk about, and just to let you know, these last 4 items were sent to me in PR. So the first item here is from Givenchy, and this is a fragrance. This is the Givenchy Irrésistible Eau de Toilette, and this is a little bit fruity, a little bit powdery. It's not too sweet. You'd think that fruity is going to be like too syrupy, but it's almost more like red fruit with like crisp pear, lots of rose, a little bit of musk. So it's not going to be a syrupy sweet fragrance. It has a nice balance. It has lots of rose and pear, and you get some florals and some powdery notes. It's a very light, feminine fragrance. I think perfect for summer, just something really airy and a little bit sweet. It's just really lovely. And because it's an eau de toilette, it's not too heavy. I think you could wear this for the day. You could wear this in the office if you're back in the office. Like, it's just a really lovely summer fragrance. All right, moving on to what I'm wearing on my eyes today. This is new from Olivia Palermo, and this is the Au Naturel eyeshadow palette here. So as you can see, I was drawn naturally to the blue eyeshadow. If you're new to my channel, I am a blue eyeshadow fanatic. So when they offered me some products from the website, I clearly went for this one here. You get a really nice mixture of both matte and satin, and then these two here are more shimmery, so the texture is a little bit different. I applied this today with a wet brush, and you get a more intense finish. What's interesting is if you wear every single color except for the blue, it reminds me of the Dior Soft Cashmere eyeshadow palette. Everything else except for the blue is very natural, almost more neutral. You get a combination of both cool and warm eyeshadows. It's incredibly versatile and could definitely be someone's everyday workhorse palette. I know that the blue may be throwing some people off, but if you just ignore the blue color, everything else around is going to be perfect for every day, because you do get one cool tone matte, one warm tone matte, and then these here are going to be more of your lighter satiny shimmer colors. And so you could wear this for the office for every single day, and then in the evening pop on some blue for some fun. One thing that I love about this is we've seen a lot of like luxury eyeshadow or makeup companies come out recently that do not have the luxury packaging. I mean, it comes with a luxury price tag, but it doesn't actually have the packaging. This weighs a ton. It feels like an arm workout lifting this around. It's very heavy. It feels opulent. It feels luxurious. So the name, the price tag, all fits together. It's very luxury. Clearly, they did their research, and Olivia Palermo makeup really performs and does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be very luxury, and it feels like it. It feels Art Deco. There's some texture here. It really just makes me think that Daisy Buchanan from The Great Gatsby would wear this. You know, she would have this as like a cigarette, what are they called? Like case or something. That's what it looks like to me. It's really beautiful. All right, moving on to some Chantecaille. They recently sent me the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. This has an SPF of 15, and I have the shade called Glow. Now, I tried this beforehand like a year or two ago. I think I tried samples, and for some reason I didn't love it. I don't know why, but I actually quite enjoy it. It's very sheer, very natural, your skin but better. I think it's definitely more lightweight and more sheer than the Vitalumière Aqua. But if you want a very natural look that just evens out your skin tone a little bit, this is definitely a product for you. I think for some reason when I tried it, I think I tried it in the winter, and I found it looked drying on me for some reason. I've been testing it out again, and I'm not noticing any dryness. I believe last time that I tried this, I noticed it picked up on like dryness or texture around my mouth. This time of year, I'm not noticing that whatsoever. It could be the change in weather. It's incredibly hot and humid now, so that could be why. But I'm actually quite a fan of the Just Skin at the moment. It's incredibly sheer and lightweight. And so if I put this on and go outside and then I melt off, my face, this is not that big of a deal because it's not very heavy. So it does stay in place. Like, it doesn't like evaporate away. But, if you wear like a more heavy foundation and you go outside, like, good luck, Godspeed. This is definitely more appropriate for this season here. All right, our last item here is from Nars. So when I got this in the mail, I was pleasantly surprised because I wasn't expecting anything from Nars. And I was also a little bit apprehensive because I'm new to the world of face palettes. This is the Nars Orgasm on the Beach Cheek Palette. So I was like, okay, let me see what I can do with this. It's actually really beautiful. So today I'm wearing this color here. This is Montezuma. It's a beautiful, warm, peachy blush. And then I'm wearing Turtle Bay, this beautiful, like, champagne warm highlighter over top. This is a beautiful palette. I know it says it's a cheek palette, but guess what? I've used it on my eyes several times and it's beautiful. This is the classic Orgasm blush, and this red blush over here, at first I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Listen, I wore this on the weekend and it's really beautiful. You can really blend it out so it's not like just a red blush here. It blends out beautifully, and all the blushes have a beautiful satiny finish, so you could skip highlighter entirely. And I wore that red Zuma blush on my cheeks, and on Sunday, that's when I wore it. I was out the entire day wearing a mask. I ended up getting my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine on Sunday, exciting times, and I was outside. It was a pop-up clinic, so it was very impromptu, very spontaneous, and I had a full face of makeup on because I didn't think I was going to be outside all day, and I was outside in the heat, in the sun, with a mask for several hours. And at the end of the night, when I took off my mask and I got home and I looked in the mirror, I still had some remnants of the blush. It wasn't perfect, but it was still there. Like, you could still tell that I was wearing blush. Fact that this was mask resistant and also like humid, heat wave, record breaking resistant is incredibly impressive to me. The only color in the palette that I'm not like a huge fan of is this color here. I wish it was a bronzer. It's technically a blush. It's definitely more red and orange based. So for me as a bronzer, it doesn't really work. But all of the other colors I use very frequently, and you can tell that I'm dipping into this quite often. I use this, I save this as a eyeshadow. That's what I do. So yeah, I'm sold on the Nars Orgasm on the Beach Cheek Palette. Alright guys, I think this is it for my roundup of my favorites this month. Let me know what you think. Let me know what are your favorites this month. Sound off down below. If you're new to my channel, I hope you take the time to subscribe. And if you've been a long-time viewer, I recommend that you check to make sure that you're still subscribed, because sometimes YouTube likes to unsubscribe people for mysterious reasons. So I think this is all I have for you guys for today. I hope you stay safe, stay cool, stay indoors in the air conditioning, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.